Welcome to another video. Today we got the patch notes of patch 6.45. And of course, today is the release date of patch 6.45. So, yeah, basically we have Mandeville, Mount Rokkon and all that stuff that had been teased on the special side. But there are a couple of details that have been added here. So let's go through this quickly and then hopefully have not too much waiting time until the patch or the servers go up and maintenance has been finished. So of course, somehow further Hildebrand adventures will be playable and new side story quests have been added. I hope you have played through the Hildebrand quest and unlocked all the stuff that had been necessary to get here, which of course includes crafting or getting your relic weapons with lots and lots of tombstones. So yeah, I think we can expect some more tombstones here, but we'll see. And I'm actually quite curious. It might be something more. I hope for that at least, because there's quite some waiting time for the next expansion and there's not much content that will be added to the game now. So it could be a good solution for Square Enix to introduce this on the relic weapon department. But yeah, you can see all these pictures here. We have Godbird talking to Gerald again, having a conversation about how boring the last two steps were, I think. I hope. Maybe not. Maybe they will just planning to oil some of the new ones with tombstone material and ether, whatever. And we have Splendorous tools being added too. I definitely want to do that myself because I think I'm walking around in my crafter gear most of the time, so it would be quite nice to have a glowing weapon there as well, or a weapon that actually sticks out to the general weapons that you have as a crafter. So yeah, maybe we should give it a try, and that's definitely something you should do when you haven't done it yet. I haven't done it myself, so I can't give you more info about that and what the additions are. Variant dungeons, yes, that's definitely one of the big branches of the patch, and I'm really curious if we get more than just a minion or more than just materia, because that's really boring. I hope that we get the mount, and I think the mount was actually confirmed that it's from the variant and Criterion dungeon, so I think that is quite good. I think a mount is always a good reward to have and something yeah, worth playing content for. And even if the content is very good on its own, which many people had been talking about in the last variant and Criterion dungeon section, but yeah, you can see it from the results. Nobody played it anymore because there is nothing you get from it, and that's definitely a shame and something I hope that Square Enix knows how to deal with now with the addition of the PvP augmented Hellhound weapon sets and or weapons, because that's something I'm really looking forward to in basically all sorts of content. But yeah, new job quests have been added with the Blue Mage. So Blue Mage gets all the new quests to get to level 80 now. Housing, we have new furnishings from the design contest of 2019. That's quite a while ago. But yeah, nonetheless, these look quite nice. What is that bug that's just spitting earth? New furnishings have been added here. Oh, that's a cool statue. I like that. Would love to see cooler training dummies, but on the other hand, I'm not using my training dummy anymore in my house, so it's not that relevant for me. But this looks awesome. Look at these statues here. So you can make your own dojo and make it look like that. That's awesome. I like that. Mandeville Gold Saucer. New cards have been added. New NPC opponents for Triple Tride have been added. Oh, nice. Look at these hairs. That's definitely La Habrea, right? That already looks good on these two, but I'm quite curious how that looks on my character and maybe some Viera characters. That could be very cool, like that. Might be on the market board too, because that's something people are always going for, and when the new patch releases, that you grind out these hairstyles because somebody is, hey, this is my hairstyle, I love that, I need that, for the sake of my life, I need that, and they will pay you 10 million gil for that. So depending on how rare it is and how it is being received. So definitely check out if that's a reward for Criterion, maybe even the normal version. You should definitely sell it on the market board as soon as you can, because they will drop in price because people are playing the content, and if you are one of the first, this price is insane. So definitely sell them at the first days and then maybe get them for yourself later in 1 week or 2 weeks later when the prices have dropped. Okay, new emotes have been added. Yeah, that's what we saw on the live letter already, or on the special side. Then have battle system changes, which basically just affect Blue Mage here. Shield run action can be learned starting from patch 6.45. Okay, no, that's actually a new ability here. And help tags for blue magic spells will now indicate with which other blue magic spells they share a recast time. Okay. New stages have been added to the Masked Carnival. That makes sense. New Blue Mage job quests. Of course, new entries have been added to the Blue Mage log. And of course, the big one, the variant dungeon Mount Rokkon has been added, which features item level sync of 665. And we have item level requirements of 605. That's very, very low. I think that's quite below the last set of crafted gear. So you can definitely start this from scratch, and even if you just started into Endwalker, you can really catch up fast and then just go into Mount Rokkon. That's a cool thing. I like that they make content accessible, and of course you have the Savage version that actually is for the players that want to do this in a more challenging manner. So it's cool that you can enter it very easily and then have the challenge later on when you maybe have caught up with your character and get to a certain decent item level. Entering Mount Rokkon. Enter from the V and C dungeon finder under the duty in the main menu. Yeah, I think that's not changed from last time. You also get the usual tombstone rewards here, so it does make sense to grind it now if you also need these, even though it can't compete with the expert dungeon in tombstone grinding manner and maybe the hunt trains, which now have been nerfed because the division of Garlemald and Elpis into multiple instances added to alleviate congestion in patch 6.4 will be removed, so hunting trains have been nerfed a bit. But back to the Mount Rokkon and variant dungeons, you can see you have a couple of new skills here. It's a completely different system. You have to just try it out by yourself to know how it's going, but I actually like it because you can definitely heal yourself with every class. You don't have to play a red mage or have to play a tank to get this done by yourself. You can basically just play any role and any job, and you can do that all by yourself, or you can party up and unlock the next stage and next difficulty level. Criterion dungeon, another Mount Rokkon has been added. Yeah, that's the Criterion dungeon. And then we also have the Savage version, which of course scale, it becomes much more challenging the higher you go. And according to what I've seen on the last Criterion Savage or the Criterion dungeon, it was quite challenging. The Savage version had been quite challenging even for hardcore raiders. So if you want a decent challenge in this game, but just not the 8-man party composition, this could be a very good thing to do. And I hope that the rewards are fitting, especially for the Savage version, because it's quite nice to just go through the normal one. I actually do like the mount that you got last time, but yeah, it doesn't make sense to have a Savage version when you don't get big rewards for that. So I hope they will put it in here and maybe link the mount to the Savage version. Okay, Strength of Echo has been granted in Pandemonium Abyssal Savage. That means if you want to do Savage now, you can get the boost here. You can make it a bit easier if you're just not comfortable in Savage raiding anymore and you want a bit of practice and catch-up mechanic. That's it. That's 15% damage and healing, maximum HP, which is a lot. That makes a big difference, and the DPS checks are not as tough and tight as they have been before if you use that Echo buff. So now might be the time for some casuals to start into Savage raiding. And we have new items that have been added. Still might be crafting, could be Criterion, I don't know. We will see. Not my most favorite set here, but for people that really like this Japanese style, and if you want to establish your dojo, maybe that's another step into accomplishing that. Alright, so grand prize winning entries from the Final Fantasy XIV weapon design contest have been added. That's this blue umbrella here, which might be for Blue Mage, but they could also mention more of these for the Mandeville weapons maybe, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, so yeah, Splendorous tools, there are more info here about that. By crafting or gathering specified items, players can obtain class-specific tools for disciplines of the hand and land, which can be enhanced in future updates. So new mounts have been added. We will see about that later. I hope I can get the preview for you. Would be awesome. New minions have been added. It could be the Savage version. I hope that it's not just the only reward for Savage, and some materia, that would be bad, really bad. New fashion accessories have been added. That could also be Mount Rokkon, because as we know, it's not that much other content here, and Mandeville will just give you the weapon, so it could basically just be Mount Rokkon, and Splendorous tools are kind of limited to themselves as well. Okay, following text commands have been added. Usage, reference subcommand, consult literature. Yeah, that's the emote, and motion perform motion only. Okay, so yeah, you can divide that and use that in motion only. Both text and motion will be displayed when no subcommand is specified. New trophies have been added to PlayStation 5. Yeah, I guess Mount Rokkon, Savage, and all that stuff. New music and sound effects have been added. I'm not sure what sound effects are new. Maybe for the emote or anything like that? I guess so. I guess it could be the emote. And yeah, maybe the mount does make a new sound that hadn't been in the game. And I think, yeah, new music could just be Mount Rokkon. Not so much the Splendorous tools, but yeah, we also have a big patch coming in 6.5 with the new Alliance raid, and I'm quite curious how that looks. I love the last one. That was really cool. I occasionally go into Euphrosyne from time to time because it's just enjoyable. I like that raid a lot. We also have an issue in 6.54 side quest cutscene where certain graphics do not display properly. So they're fixing an issue that we didn't know of yet. So good to see them fixing stuff in advance. Yeah, that's the patch, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel with watching these videos. And of course, stick around for the big stuff coming later with the relic weapons and the mount and maybe some other gear that I will show off. So yeah, until then, have a beautiful day, have a wonderful patch day, and keep loving Final Fantasy.